Women loving me more, getting more gains in the gym, and overall being insanely more productive are just some of the benefits I've seen from stopping scrolling. I'm gonna tell you why that is and what I did in this video. So keep watching if you want the same results, right? So yeah, if you're new here, my name's AD. This is Absolute Discipline, where I share all of the life lessons I've learned on the path of self-mastery, mastering myself. Like everyone else I know, I'm addicted to my phone. I mean, it's really hard to find a person in the modern day who isn't, right? But I didn't want to be a dopamine addicted monkey doing this like a retard my whole fucking life, right? I mean, we're better than that, right? We're better than some subhuman idiot who spends more time looking at pixels on a screen than actually living your life, actually experiencing something, right? We're better than that. If you clicked on this video, you don't want to be the little, yes, 8 hours of screen time a day. Doing this, getting stimulated from fucking videos, bro. Come on. So yeah, I've been brain maxing recently, and within my soul, man, something felt fucking weak. Something like every time I'm sitting there scrolling, I'm like, is this all life has to offer me? Of course not. Is this all what I want to do? What I want to spend my time doing in my life? Don't want to be a slave to my bloody phone, slave to a bloody algorithm. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm letting the corporations win by scrolling. Every single time I see an advert or whatever, they get 1 penny, chipping away at my bloody soul, sending me all these videos, messing my life up, just for what? So yeah, I was scrolling. I was like, well, what the hell am I doing? Like, this ain't the life I want to live. You know, when I have children or something in the future, or when I'm meeting a girl and I'm trying to tell her a cool story, I don't want to tell her what I've seen on Instagram. I want to tell her what I've done in real life. You know, I don't want to tell her someone else's story that I've seen and or done whatever else. I want to tell her my experience of life, and I'm not experiencing life just sitting there wasting scrolling. And neither are you, right? So how has it actually helps me with girls, help me with women, help me with the gym, help me be more productive? Well, think about this, right? What do women crave the most? Attention, presence, right? You find me a girl who loves attention, and I'll find you. Oh, sorry, you find me a girl who doesn't love attention, and I'll find you a pig that can fly. Okay? The girls that I've been with, they literally say it's one of their favorite qualities about me. The fact I can just be there, giving them so much actual real life attention that when I'm there, I'm not there just like thinking about all this other stuff. That my focus, my energy is on them, right? It creates a much more intimate relationship between you and your girl. I mean, even the sex you're going to have is going to be much more fucking intimate because you can actually focus on her instead of, you know, not being able to concentrate, not being able to feel that connection or feeling it at such a surface level and never getting to the depths of a fucking relationship because your brain is fucking fried, bro. You know, you can pick up on her emotions much, much easier. You know, if you know anything about women, dealing with women, dealing with their emotions is just something you have to do as a man. You can't complain about it. And you become much better at that skill when you're aware of them. And you become much more aware when you stop scrolling. This is what I found in my personal experience, right? And forget even relationships and all that type of stuff. Like even with the people in your life, like your mum, your sister, this even applies to your friends and stuff. You're just going to have a deeper, more meaningful life, have better connections, better relationships, actually listen to what the person's going to say more. When you're talking to someone, you're not going to have this thing of like, oh, I know what I want to say and I'm just waiting for them to finish speaking. Like, that's not really a conversation, is it? It's just you've got this idea in your brain and you want to get it out rather than being attentive, listening to them, hearing their whole what of stuff, actually taking in everything they have to say, right? Think about the gym. People who go to the gym will tell you about this thing called the mind muscle connection, where, you know, I'll really summarize it quickly, but it's basically you're doing a bicep curl and you're really trying to focus on feeling it in your bicep, but also there's a mental aspect to the gym where, you know, the top strongmen, for example, they break through their body's physical barriers and limits by going to a place mentally to, you know, oh, they've doing the Hercules hold and they feel like, oh, I'm holding this door open or I'm holding this to prevent my daughter being fucking killed. You hear it all the time, right? The baby's in the car, so the mum who's never lifted in her life can pick the bloody car up to save the baby, right? This is the type of power that the fucking mind has. And if your mind can't even think and you can't even concentrate because you're too fucking busy thinking you need your next dopamine hit, sitting there scrolling on your phone like a fucking buffoon, then you're missing out on gains. You're missing, you literally could have a better physique if instead of you doing this. That's all it takes. Stop fucking doing this and you can have a better physique, bro. I'm telling you, some real shit. That's why the people at the top echelons of life, the most successful people, they can't have their phone around them 24/7. They can't be sitting here. Do you think they'd be successful if they sat there spending much time scrolling? But it's not even just the scrolling, it's the negative effects that scrolling has on you that chips away at your focus, chips away at your humanity. Is that actually the life you want to live? Looking at other people's lives, bro. Like, come on, man. Stopping scrolling buys you something that money can't buy. Time. How much time? How much screen time do you have, bro? When you're on your deathbed, are you going to wish you scrolled more? Like, be real with yourself. Ask yourself that. Are you going to wish you scrolled more or wish you actually done something with your fucking life, man? So, I've done a bit of research, implemented these changes into my life, and I can make a full guide because the main thing that you're going to actually need to completely cut out your phone, completely cut out all this bullshit in your life is something called a dopamine detox. So if you want to see that, leave a comment below and I'll make a video on that, telling you about that. But what did I actually do to stop scrolling? I'm going to tell you the two most impactful things, the highest leverage things that are going to give you a majority of the results, right? Basically, when you're scrolling and stuff, it messes this thing up called dopamine. It's kind of a buzzword you hear all around, right? The dopamine, which is essentially your motivation. That's why when you're scrolling, it feels really good, right? But then after you stop scrolling, you feel like you don't want to do anything. But that's because essentially, let's say you have 100 points of motivation. Every time you see something, -5, -5, -5, -5. And it gets to the point where in a deficit, it brings your baseline. Like, this is what your baseline dopamine is. It brings it down here. So that's why doing any menial task feels shit. That's exactly why you can't pick up on the emotional connection as well that I was, as well as if you wasn't scrolling, I was talking about with girls. That's exactly why you can't push as hard in the gym, because your brain is fucking fatigued. Your brain is tired constantly. That's why you lack motivation. That's so much massive reason why so many people can't get off their fucking arse, right? I'm not telling you to give up your phone forever, but if you had a really messy room, you've got to take drastic action to clean the entire thing. Because if it was kind of clean, but there's a cup here and a little bit of clothes on the floor, it's not that hard. It doesn't take you that much time, right? You need to take drastic action to clean the messy room in the same way that your brain is so fried. You need to take drastic action to actually fix yourself, right? And that's what I mean by dopamine detox. So remember, leave a comment if you actually want to see me make a full guide about that. What are these two high leverage tasks that are actually going to be really impactful for you to control your phone addiction, to stop scrolling on your phone, to be more productive, to get fucking better relationships across the board with your boys and obviously any girls you're speaking to, your family, to be fucking more productive so you can actually sit there, focus on a task without thinking about 8 other different things all at once and burning your brain out. The first one seems really simple. Don't use your phone for the first and last hour of the day. Let me explain to you why, right? As soon as you wake up and you look at your phone, your brain is started the dopamine loop, which means you need your fucking druggy fix for the dopamine while you scroll and scroll, and it saps your energy from the day, right? If you had a 100-meter sprint, you wouldn't want to do, if you needed to do, 1,000-meter race, you wouldn't want to do a 100-meter sprint just before, would you? You're going to burn yourself out. You're going to exhaust yourself, right? You need your brain to be fresh. You're going to be so much more focused because there's no distraction, right? So even today, right, I woke up, didn't use my phone. The first 3 to 4 hours of the day, I was so focused when I was meditating in the sauna, scripting the video, so on and so forth. I was able to just think and have this deep level of focus that is required to actually produce good content, to actually take what I'm reading in and not just reading the words, but actually think and ask myself questions that are reflective of whatever I'm learning, right? Don't use your phone as well an hour before bed because, yeah, it fucks your sleep, it fucks your rest. And if you get a restless night and you can't sleep, you're going to feel agitated. It's going to be so much harder to overcome the cravings to sit there and use your phone. And let me tell you this, right? If you put your phone on the other side of the fucking room, you're going to be itching for it. Yeah, that's actually something you need to do. Go put your phone on the other side of the room. If you've actually got a pair of fucking balls, you're a little pussy, you're going to take action on the things I'm telling you right now, right? Tonight, when you go to bed, don't have your phone near you. If you need an alarm or whatever, make sure it's loud enough. Don't have it near you. Because when you wake up, what's your first instinct going to be? What's most people's first instinct? They literally wake up and grab their fucking phone. Or maybe a vape, right? Just because it's not a drug, do you think you aren't addicted to it? You know you're addicted to it. I know I'm addicted to it. I don't know a single person who isn't addicted to their phone, but at least do something about it. At least be conscious. At least fight it. Or stay a fucking loser, bro. Stay a little loser who spends all his life, most of his life, looking at other people's lives. While other people who ain't sitting there scrolling on their phone are living it. You wish you were them. What are they doing? They're not on their fucking phone. They're living life, right? Put it over other side of the room for the last hour of your day so you don't distract yourself, but also it makes it easier in the morning to not go on it first thing. Just go on it and do, even if it's just the first half an hour of your day, or just wake up and go into toilet and brushing your teeth and getting changed. And you'll notice immediately, you just feel more calm. You just feel more grounded. You don't feel so erratic. You don't feel like such a fucking junkie, right? The second most impactful thing is meditation, right? I preach about it a lot in a lot of my videos because it's the most impactful fucking habit there is, right? I saw something recently, pardon me. I saw something recently where something around 80% of millionaires meditate. If the hyper successful people you wish you had this much money in their life, if 80% of them are doing this one thing, do you not think, maybe this would help me? People are too fucking retarded. I've got ADHD. I can't focus. That's exactly why you need to meditate, you fucking idiot. Seriously, right? Hundreds of years ago, we didn't really need to get our 10,000 steps in. You know, if you're into the gym and you're into fitness and stuff like that, you hear about this 10,000 steps a lot. We didn't even need to really go gym. Why? Because within our lifestyles, it was mandatory. To get anything done, you had to go 10,000 steps. To go to school, to go to work, to get to bloody groceries, whatever it was, to go see your friends. There was no cars, there was no horses, so we had to do that. Where am I going with this? Well, now we have to put the work that we done into the gym. Well, that was a terrible way of explaining it. What we need to do is that part of us, we need to now force it into our routine because it's not part of our normal lifestyle. We're sitting there sedentary, me too, when I'm sitting there editing my videos, stuff like that. It's sedentary, right? Most of us are sedentary on our desk for most of our life, so we don't get these steps, which is why you have to force yourself to do them in a short period of time during the gym. The same thing applies for your mind. Like, our brains, we can't fight it. There's social media. It exists. I use it. You use it. Everyone uses their phone. You're probably not going to stop using your phone. So at least go to the gym for your mind. At least train your bloody mind, right? You don't want to be so weak that you can't hold a fucking shopping bag home, do you? It's the same thing with your mind, right? You don't want a mind so weak and so fickle that other people can just plant ideas into it. You don't even know how to feel because you've just seen 8 videos on Instagram. One where you're happy, one that's gory, one where you're sad. Do you know what I'm saying? One that's fucking exciting and exhilarating, and that's why your mood changes 24/7. Why the fuck do you think your mood? You can't even have the same mood throughout the whole day for an hour straight. You can't just be happy, be content. No, you're this, you're that, and then the other thing because your fucking brain, you're training your brain to be an idiot, and that's what meditation counteracts. Right? Meditation works, I believe, on the prefrontal lobe or the prefrontal cortex. I'm not too great with the science part, but this part of your brain that isn't the lizard part of your brain. Our brains are old, our brains are dumb, our brains are stupid in compared to the modern world that we live in. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is like your brain is constantly in fight or flight when you're scrolling and stuff. And that's why you feel this anxiety and sense of panic, right? And the part of our brain that can tell us to live in the modern world that, hey, no, we're not in a survival state constantly. It's okay. We've got food for today. We've got shelter. We've got connection, so on and so forth. Is this frontal lobe of our brain. That's what enables us to actually exist within the modern day. And meditating is the best way to actually grow the gray matter part of your brain. Imagine it's like the muscle in your brain, basically, to grow that, right? So start off with like really, really small. When you wake up, instead of sitting there going on your phone, 2 to 3 minutes even, start your day, meditate immediately. You know, I don't do it immediately because I get up, I go hydrate, get sunlight into my eyes, so on and so forth. I have a very optimized morning routine. But to learn this skill quickly, do it for the first 5 minutes of your day. Just sit there and fucking meditate. There's box breathing, which is 4 seconds in, a 4 second hold, 4 second exhale, and a 4 second hold. That's a great one to start off at. The other one is just focusing on your breath. Now, people say they find it really hard and really difficult. Just stick with it. The point isn't to be fucking zen. The point isn't to be this master of your mind and not have any thoughts. It's completely natural. It's like having a full jug of water and having to carry that about the whole day, or a massive backpack with loads of weight. Meditating is just taking some of that out, right? You're going to have all these thoughts and your brain's already rotted, right? Forget the idea of clearing your mind. It's just kind of like tipping some of that water out, right? The whole point of meditation, it trains your focus because you have a thought. You then think to yourself, oh no, I need to breathe. So you start focusing on your breath. And when you focus on your breath, naturally another thought arises. And this is where people kick themselves. That's natural. That's the whole point and process of meditation. You're not trying to clear your mind. Every time you refocus, you have a thought and you refocus on your breath. You have a thought, you refocus on your breath. This is what builds the mental fortitude. This is what makes you make better decisions. This is when you're scrolling and you're sitting there scrolling and you take a breath, consciousness. Oh, you know what? Let me put the phone down now. Because I scroll sometimes, unfortunately. You know, we're all a slave and a victim to it. Another little quick bonus tip is if you really want to help yourself out, just move the icons of your phone around, because you're so, like, your muscle memory to go on this app, that app, you can literally do it with your eyes closed. And when you switch it up, you'll actually notice how much you're going on these apps without even being conscious of it. So it's actually longer than I expected this video to be. But if you want to max out your brain, check out this video here. Recently made one about brain maxing. And help me help you. Of course, like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. But if you know someone that's going to get some value from this video, send it to them, because word of mouth is the best form of promotion. Check the link in the description for one-to-one coaching and my other socials to keep up with me. And comment something you want to see me make next, or if you're getting some value from this video, what you learned, right? Until the next one, peace.